The best thing for you to do is to always keep your mouth shut and always play like you don't know what's going on. Always play like you don't know. Always play dumb. When you play dumb, I believe they will always reveal themselves when you play dumb. When you play like you don't know what's going on, they will always reveal themselves. But when you play like you know it all or you know what's going on, then they will change certain things. Playing dumb is an opportunity for you to see them, because they're not gonna hide what they're doing. Sometimes they will do it in your face. If you play dumb enough, they will do it in your face. And I always allow people to be themselves, and the best way for someone to be themselves is when they know you're playing dumb, when they know you're dumb, like you don't know anything, you're naive, you keep that thought in their mind. They think you're naive, dumb, you're blind. Let them think that. Don't change it for them. That's a good thing for you, not for them, but for you, to see who they are. Because believe it or not, they will expose themselves. You don't have to go look for it. They will expose themselves. Because they know that you're naive, you're dumb, you can't see. Yeah. See, my case, how I found out it was, different people, different family members, and outside people too, it's by communication. See, the thing is that when you find out it's a family or anyone, you don't expose it. You don't want to expose it prematurely, because if you expose it prematurely, then it can affect you in a way. I was smart enough to make sure my assumption was right. While I do my investigation, I keep the same composure that I always kept. I kept the same people around that I always kept. I sometimes fabricate situations in my life that was not taking place for real. And when I speak to that particular person, because I know that particular person, this is what they want to hear. Because they want to make sure the attack is taking place. So you gotta identify your attacker. And when you identify your attacker, you gotta play the role, even if you don't let your emotions take over and cut the person off completely. No, you make sure you keep the same composure, you keep the same attitude, the same story, the same storyline they've been feeding you, that you've been in. The same illusion, to make sure until while you are going through your healing. It's when you reach a certain level in your healing, that's when you will know when it's time to cut that person off. You understand what I'm saying? Because when it's a family, someone is closer to you, you got to be very careful. You got to be very, very careful. You have to reach certain things in your journey before you cutting off the person, because you best believe that person is not going to just give up like that. You understand? It's a little bit dangerous when it's a family. It's a little bit dangerous, and there's a level of precaution you need to take when executing your plan. So I knew while I was doing my investigation, while I was doing my study, I was investigating my attacker, but very upset at the same time, because it's hard for you to keep your composure as you used to when you didn't know if it was them. You understand what I'm saying? So you gotta basically play that reverse psychology on them, but the only thing is they don't know that you aware of it. You understand? To them, they think they have the upper hand, but behind the scene, you doing some work. You know what to keep private, and you know what to share. What they want to hear is destruction going on in your life. You better start making some destruction going on in your life to keep them thinking that whatever they're doing is actually working. You understand what I'm saying? Because the person that is doing that, they have an eye on you. If they can't be next to you or can't know what's going on in your life, they will have another individual to also keep an eye on you. And sometimes the other individual is part of it, and sometimes the other individual don't even know they're actually part of this. Sometimes the other individual could also be under a spell to keep an eye on you for the main person. So it's a game that you have to play very, very carefully. And I always advise people, don't expose yourself. Don't expose yourself until you out the situation. You understand? It's like you keep your mouth shut. You building things in your mouth, you keep your mouth shut. You gaining things, you have to learn to really keep your mouth shut. There's a reason why, because sometimes the people around you, they just want to know, not because they're happy for you, because they want to make sure whatever they've been doing for a very long time, it's working, and you're still under that cast, you're still under that illusion. And when you know there's people that's also connected to that individual, you got to be very careful on what you share with them too, because they might don't know that that person probably called them up and say, hey, have you heard from so-and-so lately? Yeah, I heard from so-and-so, and she told me this is what's going on in her life, everything is good, and boom. You got to be very careful. Unfortunately, that's how you have to move with people that you sometimes you love, because it's the ones that you love that can hurt you more faster than anyone else, than anyone outside of you.